One thing is constant. People usually say, nothing is free in Freetown. Even in Freetown, nothing is free. Calm down. Let us show you how it's done. I moved abroad for free, and several other people have done it. If it's possible for us to do it, you can also do the same. In all my years of helping people move abroad, creating content across all social media platforms, one thing is constant. People usually say, why does Waka Waka Doctor say move abroad for free? A lot of people think it's impossible for you to move for free and study for free. And here I am to say it is very possible. I moved abroad for free, and several other people have done it. If it's possible for us to do it, you can also do the same. Hello, folks. This is your one and only Waka Waka Doctor, always bringing you the best gist when it comes to travel and migration. You know how we do it on this channel? All we do is share information that has to do with living, working, moving, and studying abroad. If you want to move abroad, then this is the place you've got to be. If this is the first time of you coming across my channel, I want to say thank you for joining. You're not going to regret it. And for those who've always watched me, I want to say thank you very much for staying tuned. This video is geared to help you move abroad all for free. Two quick information that I'd like to put across before we start the discussion of the day. Number one, I am not on WhatsApp or Telegram, so if you do find anybody in the comment section sending messages to you saying you should reach out to them on WhatsApp or Telegram, please, it is not me. The only way to reach me is in the description box of this video. Number two is that a year ago I wrote a book titled Move Abroad by Force, which is geared towards helping you move abroad through various methods, whether it's scholarships, looking for tuition-free opportunities, looking for low and affordable tuition across the world, looking out to move abroad without a degree, looking for skills that are in demand. This book has got it all. It is very affordable, and you can acquire the book by clicking on the link in the description box. The reason why I've decided to make this video is also is to show you another proof that you can move abroad without paying a dime. You can move abroad for free, and it's very possible. Now, like I always do, so you don't say that it is Waka Waka Doctor that is sharing these things and there's no proof. Again, I found you someone who has done it all by herself. She's moved abroad for free, not once, not twice. She's done it over and over again. So you would hear from the horse's mouth. Let me just do a quick introduction. With a beautiful woman, brilliant smile, brilliant human being to come and share with us. Quick introduction to my community. Talk to us.
What an introduction. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. My name is Sylvie. And just as Waka Waka Doctor said, yes, it is possible to move abroad for free. And that was my journey. I moved through a scholarship, a fully funded scholarship. And we are going to talk a little bit more about the scholarship today and just give you an idea on, yes, it is possible. Even if you do not have any finances, I'll tell you how you can do it, the process, application documents, and I'll walk you through. And by the end of this, I hope that you will have an idea on how you can move abroad for free.
Amazing, fantastic. Thank you very, very much, Dr. Sylvie. So you did. How many scholarships have you won?
A lot, a lot. So my first fully funded scholarship that I got was the MEXT Japanese government scholarship, and that is a fully funded scholarship for international students to Japan. It's at all levels, like bachelor's, master's, and PhD. I had a chance to do it for my master's and my PhD, but while I was studying, I was like, I'm intrigued by this free money that they give. Of course, it's not an easy process. So I started applying for other scholarships, and then I applied for the Yala fellowship. I got that. And then I also applied for the Clinton Global Initiative. And then I got that. And it was such a learning process for me because when you figure out how to do it and the things that scholarship grant people that are looking for, like for example the foundations, the Clinton Foundation, what were they looking for? The Yala Initiative, what were they looking for? When you figure out what the scholarship provider is looking for, all you have to do is rinse and repeat. And that is how I kept getting scholarships every 2 years, because I kept implementing the same strategy that I'm going to share here in the video, as well as the strategy that helped me get my scholarship.
what baffles me the most is when I see several comments, and this happens on Twitter, it happens on Instagram, and people will say, "How can it be for free? Nothing is free, even in Freetown. Nothing is free, even in Freetown." So, is it true that you get tickets, flight tickets paid for, accommodation paid for, monthly stipend? Is this true?
Yeah. The thing is that there are different types of scholarships, right? And when you apply for the fully funded scholarships, that is the category of scholarships that they take care of everything. Honestly, when I had my scholarship, the only thing that I had to do was show up at the embassy with my passport. Apart from the time that I've been going back home, back and forth, that was when I even got to know how much is the flight fee. Because throughout those years, I didn't even know. I had no idea how much they paid. They said, "Come with your passport." I came, I gave my passport, they stamped everything. They gave, "This is your flight ticket." And then I arrived Japan, and there was somebody waiting for me at the airport. The person picked me up. They drove me to the university. I went. Someone else was waiting for me there. They took me to our accommodation places and then helped me pack out my stuff. And then they told me that, "Okay, you can spend the night. The next day, we are going to come get you." The next day, they brought a bus, took me and the other students to campus, showed us the whole campus. Every month is going by. You're not paying any tuition. They are giving you stipend. It's practically free. You just need to show up with your passport. That's all. All you need is your passport. When you have your passport, then you're good to go.
Nothing is free in Freetown. Even in Freetown, nothing is free. Calm down. Let us show you how it is done.
It's funny that they say even in Freetown,
All
nothing is
right,
free even
let's
in
get
Freetown.
into this. You have won the MEXT scholarship. What exactly is this MEXT scholarship?
Okay, so the MEX scholarship, it's actually called the Mombo Kagakusho scholarship. That's like a tongue twister, but don't bother about the name. What matters is that the scholarship is a fully funded scholarship that is provided by the Japanese government. And one thing that I want students to know about this scholarship is that it is at all levels. That is, bachelor's, master's, and PhD students can all apply for this scholarship. This scholarship opens up annually, like every year, for all countries that have diplomatic relations with Japan. And the goal of the scholarship is that they want to increase soft power. Of course, governments are always interested in building bilateral relations with countries, in strengthening their relationships between different countries. So, scholarships is a good way to do that. And the goal, what the Japanese government is trying to do is they want to take students from all parts of the world. You all go to Japan, you study there, you study a bit of the language, you understand the culture, you understand how their way of life is. And the hope is that when you're done with this scholarship, you go out into the world having a soft spot in your heart for Japan. And if one day you become a minister or a director or a president of a country, you will always have that loyalty towards Japan, and you always have a soft place in your heart that this is the country that gave me my education. So that is the goal, is really to build soft power between countries. And the reason why I want students to really understand this is because the goal as someone who is seeking for scholarships, you have don't many students tend to do this, me, I want this, I want this, I want this. Students do not take time to study the goal of the scholarship provider. The idea is that when you study the goal of the scholarship provider, then you can now find somewhere in between. If they say that this scholarship, they want to build relations, they want to build bridges between countries like Japan and your country, what can you do, you who is an applicant? The first strategy you have to think about is, what can I do to be a good bridge between Japan and my country? What are the relations that are going on between Japan and my country that I can help, like through my study I can help do that. For example, if you're a student studying something related to agriculture, Japan is famous for rice production. You can choose to study something related to rice production, or maybe the rice processing or whatever, because first, that is very famous in Japan, and as well as that can be something that can help people back in your country. That way there is a link
Or
between,
language, for
or
instance.
language, for example, because They are extremely interested in getting people to learn their language. So if you are a communications major and you say, okay, fine, I am interested in foreign language or even just foreign culture, I want to study it because I want to be able to help students that, or maybe students, maybe be an interpreter or whatever, anything that is going to show you as a good bridge between your country and Japan. That is the first strategy you have to think about, and that is how you can get the
Amazing.
scholarship.
Amazing. Thank you very, very much. So let's talk about the benefits of this scholarship. What are the things you stand to gain when you have this scholarship?
When we had the chat at the start, I said that I had to only show up with my passport, right? That goes to tell you all the benefits of the scholarship. So the first thing that you get is that you get a monthly allowance, and this monthly allowance is about 100, or maybe $1,400 if you are putting it in dollar value, such that everyone can understand what that is. About $1,400 per month as your stipend, and then they pay your tuition, and then they pay your travel expenses. For example, if you have to, regardless of where you're moving from, like an economy flight ticket will be booked for you to move to Japan. And this actually at the end of your study also, they give, if you want to go back to your country, they give you this another economy flight ticket that you can use to return to your country. So those are the benefits of the scholarship. And
And
from
accommodation is accommodation.
what they expect is that because they are giving you $1,400 monthly, they are expecting that from that amount you can take care of yourself, you can pay your accommodation. Some people choose, the idea is some people choose to live in dormitories, and then some people choose to live off campus. And because of that, it is very, it's not a good decision for them to decide where students will live. So what they do is they give you the money, and then you make the choice on where you want to stay. Accommodation on campus is always cheaper than accommodation off campus, but some students do not mind paying off campus. So they give you the money, and then you pay for where you want to live.
Fantastic. Let's quickly talk about documentation. What documents should people have if they are interested in this scholarship? You don't have these documents, don't even try. What documents?
So first of all, the MEX scholarship has its own application process. And the process starts with this document. Step one of the application process is the document screening. And in this document screening, you have a couple of documents that you have to submit. They have a specific document which is called the application documents. Like in this document, what you're supposed to do is, for example, I'm looking at the 2025 application form for the Japanese government. It's like a regular PDF document with spaces that you have to fill in. So the first document you have to submit is this document. Fill it in, submit it, and then you also have to submit. This is actually called the application form. And then if you prefer particular universities, because it's important that you have to do some back, let's just say, let's go back to what we are talking about earlier. One student wants to study communication, language studies, and something. The other student wants to study agriculture, rice production, and anything. Your job as a student is to go online, look through the universities that are offering that in Japan. What are the universities that are offering your major? You're going to use these names of these universities to fill up the second document that you need, and this document is called the placement preference application form. And then the next document that you have to submit is the field of study and research plan. The idea, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this because this is like the core of your application. The idea is that going back to what we're talking about, communications or agriculture, they want to see if you are a student who wants to come study agriculture, why is this study field important? How is this, what are you going to do within this particular period of time? If we say that you're going to be doing this program for 24 months, what in the first 6 months, what do you want to do? In the next 6 months, what do you want to do? What is your vision of your, how will you spend your time? And also, why is this research important? Why is agriculture production important? You could have studied agriculture in any other country. Why do you choose to study, why do you want to study agriculture in Japan. Going back to what we're talking about, if you say you want to study something with reference to rice production, it is only right that you choose Japan to study rice production because Japan is one of the biggest countries that produces rice. So it makes sense to choose them. Same thing, if you're a student who is a communications major student, you're interested in languages, you have to be able to
Tech
defend.
as well will be huge there.
Yes, tech will be extremely huge because like engineers, all engineers and whatever, like STEM, all this science, technology, engineering, math, Japan is the place to be. You can explain in that research plan why do you want to study in Japan. So you have to find those reasons, explain it in your study and research plan, and also give a detailed explanation of how you see. The thing is, it's not like if you make a plan, you have to stick to the plan. So they just want to see that you actually have an idea of what you're going to be doing and when. That's all. So that is the next document. The next document that I want to see is a certificate of health. So what you have to do is it's a particular form. You take that form and you go to a physician or any doctor in your home country. They will check your organs, your heart, just to see if like you everything's working well. Fill it up, signed by a physician. That is the next document you need. And then the last document that you need is your a recommendation letter. They have a sample that they want you to use. You just pull up, download that sample, print it out, take it to any of your professors, let them fill it. And of course, to add these documents, you now submit your regular, your CV, your certificates, and then all of those GRE, no, GMAT, no, IELTS, no, TOEFL, no, you don't need any of
You
those
don't
things.
need all those
You,
ones.
you you don't need all of those things. Just submit those documents that they've asked for together with your CV and your certificates. End of story. A time will come that you will have to go into. That is why I really like the Japanese scholarship because sometimes they want to tell you that, oh, when you apply for other scholarships, you have to submit TOEFL, you have to submit IELTS, and it's like I can speak English. Like I studied in English. Why do I have to submit these documents, right? And it gets really annoying very fast. But what the Japanese government chooses to do is they go through this step one, document screening, and if you pass through it, then you now go to the embassy and they are going to give you a TOEFL style exam. 60 questions, 60 minutes. Go. May the best man win. You say you can speak English, show us how good you are. And they give you the 60 questions in 60 minutes. And the best people who score at it, those are the people that are considered can speak English. So they don't take a certificate and be like, oh, can you speak English or not? And I really like that style. I like it because you have a fair chance to show that you are good enough and you can communicate well in English. You don't need no paper
Mm,
to show that. Yeah, that's all.
fantastic. Thank you very much. I think the last question I have for you is the main bulk which people want to know now. So what's the process involved in applying for this MEXT scholarship?
Okay, let's start with the first thing. This video is coming out sometime April, right? So step one is go to the Japanese embassy website in your country. Wherever it is that you are, check if it has been launched because it is launched in phases. This is a scholarship by the Japanese government, so it is all continents of the world. They start with Asia, they move to Europe, then they move to Africa, then by the time it's June, they are wrapping up, and then the next year they start again. So the first thing you should do is go to the Japanese embassy website in your country and check if it has been launched. If it has not been launched, keep checking. It is going to be launched sometime soon. And then when you check it, you see all of the information that they've asked you. These documents that we spoke about in the other part of this video is always going to be the same. You have to submit all of these documents together with your CV and your certificate. And that is step one, that is called the document screening process. Everybody is going to a first shot. Everybody takes these documents. You go and submit it at the Japanese embassy. So what the Japanese embassy staff do is they go through all of these documents and then they start now picking students based on what they are looking for in that year. And it always varies by country. Some countries they may be looking for, let's say, students with the highest GPA. Sometimes they are looking for students with specific study fields. Sometimes and that is the uncertainty of scholarships because it's not like they announce what they are looking for that year. You submit it and then you hope that maybe whatever it is they're looking for, they choose you, right? So The first step is this document screening. After you all have submitted it, you go home, you wait. After they've chosen the students, they inform them primary screening results comes out. Everybody goes to the embassy. That is where you write that English exam, because they want to test to see if, okay, you all are going to come to Japan, you're going to be studying in English, can you perform well in English? Then you write that 60 questions, 60 minutes test, and then you also write the Japanese test. And sometimes this can be scary to students, but it's fine. They are not expecting that you should know. What I did when I was writing mine, I went in there, wrote my name, and because it's multiple choice, and I was doing A, B, C, D. D looks nice. Okay. A, B, C, D. B looks nice. And that is how I filled the whole form. So don't go in there. They are not expecting that you should know anything, but don't submit an empty paper. It's multiple choice. Pick and choose, submit it, and then you go. They will really be judging you on that English, right? So that is done. And then they go through the process again. Then they select the candidates that do well. You all go through the last stage. And the last stage is the interview at the embassy. They invite the final people. You all come to the embassy and then they do an interview. And what I'm going to tell students to remember in the interview is, you all know how when we started this video, I said if you're going to study communication or you're going to study agriculture, go and look for the universities that are offering that program in Japan. Do some background research about those universities. Have an understanding of what part of Japan is this universities located? Who are the professors in this program? What is the major? Have a good idea of that. So do that research, have that information, and they will also ask you. They will want you to defend why your topic is important, and they will want you to also defend why this is Japanese taxpayers' money. Why are you a good bet? Why should they give you this money? What are you going to do for Japan? Going back to that, if you had already positioned yourself like, I am studying the languages because I want to be a bridge between my country and Japan, that's a perfect reason. That is why they are giving you the scholarship. That is their goal. You are practically playing into the goal of why they are giving the scholarship. And if you say that I want to study rice production because I come from a part of my country where we struggle a lot with whatever agriculture, like, find a good reason that explains why they should give you the money and how you're going to be a bridge between these two countries, and you're good to go. And then after
Fantastic.
the interview, you're done. Final selections, show up with your passport, and then everything is paid for.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you very much. One thing just popped into my mind that I want to ask, which is also one of the comments I usually get. Ah, be careful, oh, they might want to do organ trafficking and cut your kidney and your please. Have they cut your kidney? I just want to ask whether
Who,
they've cut your kidney.
who says those types of things? Oh,
People say it is free of charge. That means they're going to kidnap you or traffic your organ.
I'm, I'm actually hearing that for the first time.
Oh, I did not say. I see that a lot, and I'm sure some of the people watching would be conversant to what I'm talking about. But look, thank you very, very
That is hilarious. That is hilarious.
hilarious.
Okay, and
Hilarious.
just one last thing that I would like to add. Last year I helped 10 students get the MEXT scholarship. This year I would like to work with students again to prepare them to get the scholarship. So if you all are interested in working with me, Doc is going to tell you all how to get to me.
How can they reach you? No, you share. How can they reach you? How can they reach
um,
you?
Twitter, LinkedIn, Dr. Sylvie Watikum. You will get to me.
All right, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, it's
Yes,
Dr. Sylvie Waticom. On
yes.
Instagram, what's it?
Study abroad prep, but I prefer Twitter and LinkedIn.
Okay, Twitter
Yeah.
or LinkedIn, just look
Yes.
for her, Dr. Sylvie Waticom, and she'll
Yes.
be there. Look, thank you very, very much for taking our time and talking to us. And I'm hoping that this video would have helped 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. And if you want to make the move, this is your opportunity. Till I see you again in another video, another episode. It's Waka Waka Doctor, and I'm signing out.